don't think I know what a
No,
Cazador is.
no. Cazador is only in Fallout New Vegas. From what I'm aware, they're a giant scarab beetle, and they are freaking hard to kill.
They're kind of like the in Fallout for the death. Uh, what's that big death thing with horns? The death claw.
No, death claws are in every Fallout game.
All right. Oh. I thought they only came into in Fallout 3.
No,
Oh shit. So I can
dude,
run into one on Fallout 1.
you're going to. Also, I don't know if it's Fallout 1 or Fallout 2, but you first run into talking death claws in one of those games because death claws are actually intelligent. But in Fallout Tactics, there's actually a whole story arc. I probably shouldn't spoil this for you, but there's an entire story arc of actually befriending a entire tribe of intelligent death claws and folding them into the Brotherhood of Steel.
Oh, that's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah. So literally, the Midwest Brotherhood is best Brotherhood, straight up. They don't care if you're a mutant or if you're like some weird alien creature, basically, as long as you share like-minded values with them.
That's how the Brotherhood should be.
And because it's a brotherhood, they take the definition of brotherhood literally. And canonically, well, some people say that like a lot of people don't consider Fallout Tactics canon. Personally, I think it's the best Fallout. The whole premise behind Fallout Tactics is the West Coast Brotherhood was trying to send an army basically across the country to form a new chapter on the East Coast, but they form or whatever, and it's made all their airships crash, or at least most of them.
Big loss
And
right there.
yep, and oh damn, yeah, it made their airships crash, and the survivors end up forming, they're a military force. They end up leading survivors and stuff, and they were cut off from command, so they decided to go autonomously. And the elders that were still there that survived were I guess you'd say progressive elders. They weren't like staunchly anti-mutant and stuff. And they end up developing, honestly, Brotherhood chapter until Lions chapter. But even still, I think they're actually better than Lions chapter. The Midwest Brotherhood also were actually able to mass produce Enclave XO3 power armor and equip their entire chapter with it.
So they're able to produce it. Did they find blueprints for it or schematics of some sort?
They basically took captured examples and reverse engineered it, and that's Midwest Brotherhood armor.
Doesn't surprise me. They do have that kind of tech.
Yep. Now, if you look at the East Coast Brotherhood chapter, now, I'd say Maxon's chapter, the Arthur Maxon's chapter. So the East Coast Brotherhood of Steel came from California, walked all the way across the country, literally basically like an expedition, almost death march, all the way across the country by foot. And they did it by foot because they never heard back from the airship one, so they wanted to do it.
They didn't know that they ended up crashing from the radiation.
Yeah, exactly. So they did a clandestine operation, moving an entire division or chapter all the way across by foot.
Now, did they suffer heavy casualties because of that kind of movement, or was it more successful?
they fought their entire way all the way across. But they never ran.
Right about that. But they had the new power armor, didn't they?
No, because this is the West Coast chapter. They no contact with the.
Oh, so they couldn't share it.
Yeah, they had no contact with the Midwest chapter. Anyway, they end up walking straight through Midwest Brotherhood territory and never came in contact with them.
No.
Yeah.
They're so close.
Yeah. Anyway, so, but actually they are referenced in Fallout 3. They talk about the Midwest chapter like they are aware of them, but they never actually came in contact of them. They call them people that call themselves Brotherhood, and aren't. But anyway, Lion's chapter made it all the way across to DC from California to DC and set up a chapter. And by that point, they're actually all using T-45 power, so the earliest power armor.
It's better than none at that point.
Yes.
There are a lot of Brotherhood. I think they're acolytes, unless they have the power armor. But a lot of them that wouldn't have power armor.
Well, actually, the Lion's Brotherhood of Steel, every single person was equipped with power armor. Everybody had their own power armor.
So, okay. So here's my question. If someone's like fully indoctrinated into the Brotherhood, but there's just not enough power armor, can they become fully indoctrinated?
Yes, but it's like it's a resource based.
Right.
Lion's Brotherhood of Steel, because they made it to DC. DC had a lot of military stockpiles because it's the capital of the nation.
No surprise.
So they were able to get a ton of surplus power armor from DC, but they chose to use almost exclusively the cheaper T-45 because T-51 was mostly in. They kept the T-51 like almost entirely in reserve.
Yeah.
But the Lions Brotherhood of Steel, which I don't know if it was done under Lions or if it was done under Arthur Maxson, but they ended up finding either they ended up being able to find the tooling for T-60 power armor, and by the time of Fallout 4, that chapter had entirely switched over from T-45 to T-60 and had like basically wholesale replaced the T-45 from service, but they were making it on their own. It was their own production of T-40 or T-60, and also they were creating airships at that time, which Brotherhood airships are fairly common. Most of the chapters have the design know-how, but not necessarily the ability to create airships. But yeah, the East Coast chapter came across on foot. They did not use airships because they didn't know why they lost an entire fleet of airships back how many years prior.
Okay.
The airships that crashed in Chicago became the Midwest chapter, and they're probably the best chapter. They literally build an empire. They build a Brotherhood empire that isn't like totally like xenophobic.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that.
Like, they're allowing ghouls, civilized super mutants, and intelligent Deathclaws into their ranks. That's very un-Brotherhood. but they literally keep all the core tenets of the Brotherhood, where it's like trying to preserve ancient technology at that point.
Right.
But they're able to create their own, or even reverse engineer and produce their own modern tech. Like,
you know something I never quite understood?
Oh, also, the Midwest Brotherhood. The Midwest Brotherhood uses military vehicles.
I was just gonna
Like
ask
land
that. We know the Brotherhood love to preserve technology, specifically old tech. or Dark Age, Golden Age, regardless.
Pre-war.
Yeah.
Pre-war.
Pre-war. But you never see them with vehicles, so I was just gonna ask, like,
So-
what about tanks
so-
and whatnot? We need to see
so
some more of
that's-
that.
So that is a Bethesda thing. All of the Interplay games have drivable vehicles. Every Interplay game has drivable vehicles. And they are pretty heavily established in the lore of the Interplay games that there are many different drivable vehicles. Bethesda throws that out because they said their engine can't handle it.
Oh, humbug.
Yeah.
There are mods on Fallout 4 that allow you to drive, and
They-
Fallout New Vegas
Oh yeah, there's
allows
yeah.
you to drive. and
yeah,
they
there's
work
many
just fine.
mods that allow it.
Sometimes clunky, but the proof concept is there for sure.
Right. So, and also there's drivable vehicles in Rage, which is literally just like a Fallout ripoff made by Bethesda. But anyway, but no, like the Midwest Brotherhood of Steel uses Humvees. That's another reason why, like, they don't think why a lot of Fallout Tactics is considered, like, Fallout Tactics as a whole is considered semi-canon because there's a lot of things in it that are people don't consider very Fallout, like the use of Humvees.
Oh crap.
But yeah, Humvees are a thing in Brotherhood of Steel.
Are they just normal
Or not
Humvees, or are they like souped up Fallout
Straight,
Humvees?
straight up, they're just Humvees.
Okay. Should have some little furniture on it.
Well, I mean,
Bring
there's
it up
like,
to date.
there's Brotherhood of Steel like logos on them, but straight up they're just like Humvee assets that I think Interplay had, so they threw them in the game.
Right.
Also, there are Sherman tanks, which, to be fair, the Sherman tanks are in Fallout New Vegas also. Also, the trains in like Fallout 3 and New Vegas are like real-world 1950s trains, which somehow were in service in the game universe for like over 100 years at that point. Also in Fallout New Vegas, there's a B-29 that you can restore. You raise from the bottom of a lake and restore it with the boomers. So, yeah. But no, like, there's a whole host of drivable vehicles in Fallout Tactics, and that's why I know that you're going to like Fallout Tactics a lot.
Nice.
And I think it will change your opinion of the Brotherhood, honestly. Because, straight up, they're probably the best Brotherhood chapter. Actually, in my opinion, they are the best Brotherhood chapter.
I hear tank, but I don't see tank, and I'm hoping I can shoot tank.
Actually, the Appalachian Brotherhood of Steel chapter is pretty damn good, too. So, Lion's version of the East Coast chapter, really good. Appalachian chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel, pretty good. Midwest chapter, in terms of like Brotherhood of Steel, would definitely be the best. They have the best tech. They actually build a giant ass empire, which the only other Brotherhood of Steel chapter that's able to do that is actually the East Coast chapter. The East Coast chapter basically takes control of like all of
that
the East
KV-1 was
Coast.
able to repair his cannon breach that fast? Ah, that's so sad.
Actually, I don't know. I'll send you Midwest Brotherhood of Steel.
Bet.